Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of Songs for Breakfast. I am Chris, I am your host, and here on Songs for Breakfast, we do stuff a little bit differently than podcasts that I've been on or had in the past. We are talking about music, that's all we're talking about. We're talking about songs that we love, songs that we hate. We are just going through the spectrum in regards to music and what it's all about, and songs and what they mean to us and what they mean in general. And I'm really excited to start this project, and I'm really excited to bring you guys along with me. So what we're going to do, just to lay it out, just a little housekeeping. Every episode we're going to try and have a quick review of a new song. That's why these podcasts are dropping on like Sunday, is so we have time to listen to the new music and see what's going on with it and see if there's anything really worth talking about. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have us a little time to discuss a song that means something to me, or it means something to somebody else, or something of that nature. That we were going to really just discuss it and talk about what it means and what it means to us. So I think this will be a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys are along for the ride. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. I'm actually recording my first episode now. This is the first episode. I have no power. So I'm recording on a laptop and using my phone to scrounge up whatever information I can. Because, like I said, I've got no power whatsoever. Most of Kentucky is out right now. There's good portions of Kentucky that don't have any power at all. But this is Songs for Breakfast. Thank you for joining us, and I guess we will start with a little review. We're going to start with this week. There was a big track released this week by a big band, If Darkness Had a Sun by Metallica. So let's get in on it. Let's talk about it. It's safe to say that Metallica has had a long and illustrious career, from the highs of the thrash metal days to the disputed but still widely enjoyed sounds of their 90s albums. Metallica has had a 40-year history of writing fantastic, or at least very pretty good, rock and roll. With the release of 72 Seasons album coming in April, they've been dropping single after single after single, this is like the third one, to build hype up around the project, and they've done so to much success. If Darkness Had a Sun is the most recent single that was actually recent single. Yeah, I said that right. The most recent single that was actually released instrument by instrument through the use of TikTok to build anticipation for the song, right? On a side note, I never thought I would see the day where I would say TikTok and Metallica in the same sentence, but, here we are. Here I am. I said it. They have a TikTok. It's verified. It is actually them. However, after, a lot of the teasing and some of the little fun videos that came with it, them playing instrument by instrument, the song finally came out, in full. Starting with the track's name, however, I can see where it comes from, and it works within context of the lyrics, and the lyrics are great, and the vocals are great. Let's get that out of the way right now. The lyrics are great, and the vocals are great. James always does a great job with that. But taken out of context, it feels like a very weird choice for Metallica. The name actually feels like something that Ghost would choose, and Hetfield is a really massive Ghost fan, so I wonder if there isn't some inspiration taken from his masked buddies in Ghost. The song itself, however, clocks in at over 6 minutes, so it feels like something more, and it also kind of feels like something more taken from the 90s Metallica than something from the thrash days, or even as recent as Hardwired to Self-Destruct. The production, while it seems like each instrument seems to be present at all times, it is really, really difficult to hear Robert's bass. And this is a shame, because Robert is one of the most talented bass players in rock and roll. You may not know this from his time in Metallica, but he's vastly underutilized and is truly fantastic. And while I was looking forward to a new Metallica song, I feel like I was hit with like a bait and switch. The previous two singles were excellent and gave me a lot of hope for the direction of the new album. This song, however, just doesn't feel as dynamic or important. It feels like something you can listen to and just toss to the side, like a toy you no longer want to play with after the new feeling wears off. The riffs, while at first feel very satisfying, seem to repeat in such a fashion that you begin to long for a new riff or something to happen to really change up what you're hearing. It seems like after a while, the song begins to drone on to the same thing just over and over and over. This could be due to the length, but Metallica is known for longer songs and has successfully released longer songs in the past. So it feels like one listen is all you really need, and that is the amount of listens that I'm going to recommend for the average viewer. Now, let me be clear here. Let me be clear, as Obama would say. I'm not saying that it's a bad song overall. I definitely have my qualms with it, but I don't hate it. Will it be going into my regular rotation of music? No. While there's plenty of Metallica in that rotation, I was going to say plenty of music in that rotation. Obviously, there's plenty of music in that rotation. While there's plenty of Metallica in that rotation, the song just does not make the cut. If you were going to ask me if I thought it was a pass or a play, for the regular listener, I'm going to say the song is a pass. The only people who are going to foam at the mouth for this song are hardcore Metallica fans. While there's nothing wrong with that, I'm just hoping the song isn't a reflection of the unheard songs on the new album. Even if the chance, even if by some chance the album turns out to be repetitive and a little boring, they survived their collaboration on Lulu with Lou Reed, so I'm going to go ahead and say they can survive an underwhelming album as well. But I don't think it's going to be underwhelming. But overall, for this song, I'm definitely going to say that it is a pass. I would not, unless you're a hardcore Metallica guy, I wouldn't jump right in there and just be like, oh, I don't know the word I'm looking for here, but unless you're just a hardcore Metallica dude, I wouldn't worry too much about this song. The other two, Lux Eterna, Screaming Suicide, fantastic songs. Go back and listen to them instead. But I wouldn't waste too much time on this song in particular. So, do what you will with that information. Obviously, I'm not hating on Metallica. They're a band that I truly love, but it's just this new song just doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't cut it for me. And maybe that'll be different. Maybe the next single, and I hope that the album's fantastic. I really, really do. They need a good, fantastic album. I mean, Death Magnetic I thought was good. Hardwired to Self-Destruct I thought was good, but they really need a fantastic album because they've not had something just completely fantastic in a long time. So, but anyway, we'll move on. We'll stop talking about Metallica. I could talk about Metallica for a long time because they're a varied band. They've been around for like 40 years, and I could talk about Metallica for a long time, but I won't. I won't get onto that thing. But what I want to do now is the next segment. And, I don't know if these segments will get flip-flopped. I don't know if sometimes we'll do a discussion and sometimes we'll do a review, or sometimes we'll do a review and sometimes we'll do a discussion. I don't know. They might get flip-flopped. They may not. I'm not entirely sure. But we're going to go ahead and do the discussion over a song that really means a lot to me. And that song is Losing My Religion by R.E.M. I wanted my first song discussion to be something about a song that was pretty important to me for a number of reasons, but primarily because it opened the doors of perception about how I took in, and how I understand music. How I look into music, I guess, too. This was the very first song that I realized as a child had the realization that something more was happening. There was more that was going on present. There was more that was going on that was presented on the surface. I'm talking, of course, about Losing My Religion by an R.E.M. from the 1991 album Out of Time, which is considered by many to be a classic alternative rock album. I remember hearing this song for the first time traveling down a Kentucky highway in my mother's old car. This had to be some time after the song's release, as I would have been about 4 when the song actually came out. So there's no way that I remember it like when it came out. Like I wasn't watching the TV when it was debuted. I was probably like sucking my thumb and, pooping myself, I guess, because there's no way that I actually know. But I sat in the back seat of my mother's car and was absolutely enraptured by the song. The mandolin playing its haunting chords under Michael Stipe's passionate vocals really struck me as a child. This was the song that resonated with me and stuck with me my whole life. While I loved the instrumentals, they seem really so very delicate but so firm. The melodies get stuck in your head, and it breeds this kind of melancholy that you can feel. It's hard to shake. The lyrics are truly my favorite part of the experience. Stipe has always been known as a fantastic craftsman when it comes to lyrics and vocal melodies. This song is clearly no exception. The passion which he delivers lines like, "Oh no, I've said too much," or consider this, the hint of the century, really drive home the themes of unrequited love and obsession. These are two emotions that I didn't think I understood until when I was younger, but however, with age, songs began to hit a little bit closer to home. When we get older, we experience emotions, and we often try to find things to relate to. For me, it was this song. This song has literally been with me the majority of my life. I'm only a little bit older than this song, and I would consider this a masterpiece of musicianship and songwriting. And I am, for better or worse, a sucker for lyrics, and lyrically, this song just does it for me. It has these great lines like, "I thought that I heard you laughing. I thought that I heard you sing. I think I thought I saw you try, but that was just a dream." And I love that lyric. I love that whole little section there. It's like a bridge and a chorus. I think it's mostly a chorus, maybe with a little bit of a bridge in there too. But I absolutely love that lyric. I absolutely love that line. So, but as a child, I knew there was something special about it, right? I knew there was something special about that line. Then as I aged, as stated before, it became more relevant. There was a number of lines and times in my life where I thought about someone that I cared about, or I thought that I cared about them and thought that they cared about me, and I thought they were trying, but I was absolutely wrong. And this led to me losing my religion, as it were. Also, while we're on the topic, I didn't have access to the internet when, for a long time. I grew up kind of pre-internet. I didn't really have access to the internet until I was already an adult and had graduated high school. So I didn't know until I did not know until access to the internet that losing my religion meant to lose one's temper. I just had no idea. So thank goodness for the internet. I went through my childhood knowing the song, knowing the title, but not knowing what it meant. So there's a fun Chris fact for you. The fun Chris fact being that I am an idiot. Overall, there isn't anything about this song that I don't love. From the instrumentation to what I view as just very profound and could be universally understood lyrics. Like, this song is just immaculate. I cannot stress to you enough how absolutely immaculate these lyrics are and how immaculate this song truly is. I think that this song is brilliant, and if you haven't listened to it, I think you absolutely should. Like, if this is one of those songs that's not on your radar or you've not listened to it, surely, it's been around since 91. That's, a long, long time. So surely if you haven't listened to this song or don't know anything about this song, I think that you should. I think you should listen up and listen to it. And tell me what you thought about it. Give me some feedback on it. Tell me what you thought about the song. Tell me what you thought about, if darkness had a sun. I'm going to be putting together a playlist of these songs that I talk about. The Songs for Breakfast playlist. I'm going to be throwing together a playlist on YouTube so that way they have music videos and you can watch those as well, of all the songs that I talk about. So as time goes on, the playlist will become more and more and more and more populated. And I think it'll be a lot of fun to have a playlist to reach back to. And I'm also going to keep the scripts for these episodes as well. That way I have access to those. And I think it'll be a really good time. I think we'll have a really good time with this podcast. And if you would like for me to review a song, if you'd like for me to talk about a song, discuss a song, or if you just want to share with me your favorite song, if you want to share with me the music that has moved your life, feel free to do so by sending me an email at songsforbreakfast@gmail.com. That's songsforbreakfast@gmail.com. Send me an email. What song do you love? What song do you hate? What song gets you through the day? What's your top 5? Tell me your top 5. I want to hear it. And maybe I'll go through and I'll start, going through that as well. And I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I look forward to doing more episodes. I was a little nervous this time around, but it'll get better. It'll get better. But I don't want to take any more of your time. I want this to be kind of a quick experience. That way you can listen to it in your car on the way to work, and I'm not taking up a whole bunch of your time. I don't want to do like a 2-hour-long podcast, right? I want to do a quick podcast. That way it's like a little nugget on your Sunday morning, essentially. But that is all for me. Thank you guys for listening to the first episode. I promise we'll get some stuff ironed out and it'll start sounding better. But thank you guys so much for listening. You all have a wonderful day, and keep